The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Shalom, my beautiful family. Welcome. This is K Money Spoken Words. And I've got a little show for you today. Just some information on the anniversary of his 2-year of unjust incarceration. I'm going to read a little bit of words. Salute to Sister Eleanor for these words. And I'm just going to get started, family. These are directly to you, directly to you from our leader in his own words. He says, Shalom. Your response thus far has proven to be powerful, humbling, and affirming. Keep them coming. Just a small reminder that today marks 4 years since I gave the infamous "get in the streets and make them uncomfortable" speech on Instagram. And the world responded. That's why they introduced it at my trial. They couldn't prosecute me for exercising my freedom of speech, so they came up with something 5 months later. Today is the Friday of the Memorial Day weekend that they falsely imprisoned me, although it was technically May 27, 2022. This weekend makes my 2 years of unjust incarceration. The media will never acknowledge the truth about how the movement grew from social media and facts over feelings. That was 4 years ago. Look at how they put everybody back to sleep. This weekend is also the 4-year anniversary of the public assassination of George Floyd. If 2020 woke you up, stay woke. Power and peace. Grandmaster J. Love, GMJ. Now, this is an impromptu live, so there's not a lot of people in here, but they will watch it after. Don't fall back asleep, family. So in light of the anniversary, I'm going to play some of his work that he's done. So stay woke, family.
Hoping that you all give up. They're hoping that you stop applying pressure. They're hoping that the phone calls stop. They're hoping that you stop calling the U.S. Attorney's Office. They hope that you stop calling your congressmen and your senators. They hope that you stop reaching out to the president's office. And they just want you to stop. They want you to go away and go ahead and follow some other folks that are not making any progress whatsoever, so they can go ahead and take care of this particular individual right here. For those of you all who've been supporting me from the very beginning, I thank you very much. I never said this was going to be over quickly, but I think they gave you the impression that it would. We know that this is all bogus. We know that I am innocent, but we also know that there's a bigger purpose and a bigger machine behind this. And they're hiding under the guise of justice.
I would ask everybody to go to the beginning of this live stream. Grandmaster J had put out more words for his supporters on this 2nd-year anniversary of his falsely, unjustly incarceration.
You've been waiting and debating for oh so long, just waiting for Jay to come along to tell you when time we're going to get back to that love song. Yes, I know that's true. The rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. Those of you all who have not heard from me have been lumped in with the same group of people that probably just being nosy. So I stopped sharing information because my life is not a spectator sport. And those of you all who actually support me, support the NFAC, support the liberation of Black folks around the world, you know that this is just a hiccup. But when you don't hear something, I begin to see people's true colors. Oh, I've been seeing true colors for several months now. And this is just another exercise You see, a lot of people, they can't function unless someone is providing them the information. And that information has been cut off. You see, if you don't support me, if you don't donate to my legal defense, why do you care what's going on with my case? If you are truly here as a student of the Most High, or if you are here as a supporter of the NFAC, then you can stand around and wait for all of the weak folks to fall off, for the naysayers to get lost. I think it's sad when we can't even show the world that we can stay united because we give in to the same old emotions, the same old demons, the same old apprehensions that we have throughout history. What's really funny to me is that a lot of you all will not lose your fear to replace it with a different type of fear. Can I teach for a second? You see, fear is when you say, I'm about it. But when it's time to be about it, you just bout. You ain't the other about it. You find out that you start thinking about your family. You start thinking about what you got. You start thinking about your job. You start thinking about your status in the community. You start thinking about what your family members going to say. You start thinking about all of that. And that stops you from doing anything, except talking about it, except getting an angry face about it, except expressing that you're appalled about it. That's the fear that you have, the fear of what happened to your ancestors, what happened to people that you know in your family, things that you done seen that now that it's your turn, especially anybody that steps into this space, scares you. So you express it in all kinds of ways. You ridicule, you tear down, you attack, because this may force you to confront your fear. The fear that we want to replace that with is a different type of fear. You see, the first, you got to understand FEAR, fear. Well, your F is our freedom. We want our freedom. We want our freedom to determine our own destiny. We want our own place. None of that's changed. But when we started to go get it, a lot of y'all got scared because you still got that old fear. Because the other letter is E. That's the education. And that's what you were getting. You were getting educated in such a way that you were being elevated in such a way that things were being illuminated to show us the way back to our freedom, our salvation, which is embedded in the education. So understanding where you came from, understanding where you are is going to help us figure out where we need to go. And that takes us to the last part, the A. We must arise. Just like they said, arise, O Israel. They didn't say arise just a certain group of Israel. They didn't say arise just to a certain point. They didn't even say arise and walk around and look mad. They didn't say arise and be suicidal. They said arise to your former greatness. They said arise. Last but not least, once you've done the F, the E, and the A, you are now in a position to get to the R, which is the reparations, which is the reparations and restitution, which is the rebuilding, which is the reconstructing, which is the renovation of our minds. It's all of those things, FEAR, lose the fear that was put into you for the last 400 years, lose the self-hate against your own kind that makes you act like we're our own worst enemy and keep proving to everybody that we are. Lose that fear and replace it with FEAR, our freedom, our education, arising to receive our reparations and everything else that's owed to us. I will be back teaching very soon. Stay with me in the straightaway as best you could. Hold on. I may lose some of y'all in the turns because you thought this was over. Oh, no. I told you once before. It's just like Moses when he came down from the mountain. He came down and saw people doing their own thing. People lying on Moses. People making up stuff about God, not really, telling him what the plan was. Everybody else figured that they could go ahead and do it. Well, it hasn't even been a year yet, and everybody's an expert. Plant a seed. See what grow. So stop running around listening to people who don't know what they're talking about. I'll let you know what I want you to know if I think you deserve to know it. You're not entitled to anything, especially when you do nothing. But for those of y'all who've been 10 toes down from the beginning and gonna stay 10 toes down on the end, just stay close because we about to do our own thing. I bid y'all peace. I bid you shalom. Black power.
Now, what I want to do before I get into the next video, since there's a few of you in here, I'm just going to reread a message sent from our beloved brother teacher, Dr. John F. Johnson, aka the Grandmaster J, directly from our leader in his own words. He says, Shalom. Your responses thus far have proven to be powerful, humbling, and affirming. Keep them coming. In just a small reminder that today marks 4 years since I gave the infamous get in the streets and make them uncomfortable speech on Instagram. And the world responded. That's why they introduced it at my trial. They couldn't prosecute me for exercising my freedom of speech, so they came up with something 5 months later. Today is Friday of the Memorial Day weekend that they falsely imprisoned me, although it was technically May 27, 2022. This weekend makes my 2 years of unjust incarceration. The media will never acknowledge the truth about how the movement grew from social media and facts over feelings. That was 4 years ago. Look at how they put everybody back to sleep. This weekend is also the 4-year anniversary of the public assassination of George Floyd. If 2020 woke you up, stay woke. Power and peace, Grandmaster J. So I wanted to just repeat that, but let's keep it going.
How do you continue to let other people come into your neighborhoods and take your money from you to build up their neighborhoods, but donate none of that money or invest none of that money back into your neighborhood? Black Wall Street, forget the black. Just call it the street. It should be Black Street. You know why? Because every business in your neighborhood that feeds your people, that got your people spending their money, should be giving some of that money back to the neighborhood to invest in not stuff that we don't need, like a park or a goddamn statue. How about a community center so the kids ain't out in the street? How about a health center that's doing more than trying to have our sisters have abortions? How about a house of worship that teaches Bodun, our original religion? How about it? Otherwise, get the hell up out of our space.
So by the way, comes to me. So by the way, comes to me. So by the way, comes to me. Much love, Edwina. Much love, family. This was just a short live. Go to the beginning. I'm reading some words that Grandmaster Jay has for us. And don't forget, now, in light of the message he sent out for us, we are emailing the comments to info@justice4gmj.com. And that was one of the messages. Believe me, he's receiving them. He's receiving them. And he's appreciating them. But this marks the 2 years of his unjust incarceration. And I salute this brother for holding it down for us. And I salute everybody that's been there from day one and continues the support of him. Thank you all. This is K Money Spoken Words. And I'm going to end it there, family. It was just a quick live. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. This is K Money Spoken Words. I'm out. Shalom. Shabbat shalom at that.